Take flight, wearing no disguise. As we are, we give our all for a greater cause, holding high the cross, answering the holy call. With our hearts in our hands, we're fulfilling the plan to bring glory to our God and salvation to man, holding nothing back. We live with all we have, on truth unshakable. We stand with our hearts in our hands, taking it to the streets, living what we believe, nothing beyond our reach now. Filling the empty hands, showing them they can go and change their world somehow. With our hearts in our hands, we're fulfilling the plan to bring glory to our God and salvation to man, holding nothing back. We live with all we have, on truth unshakable. We stand with our hearts in our hands.
There's amazing work being done. Do you want to know where all this is happening? If you're a visitor here or don't know the scene as yet, this is the building that you can see as you drive down the main road. If you take a right out of our driveway, you see that enormous half-furnished building there. Well, this is a section above the gym where many of you go. It's an upper section for the Genesis Youth Department and a whole bunch of other ministry stuff that's needed to be taking place. That's the facility that these people have been working on. Debbie, why don't you tell Ron Tucker that we say hello, and we thank him for his contribution and just allowing you here, his support. He is a remarkable man, a wonderful leader, and some of his staff are here today. And we've asked if two of the team would just come and just bring a greeting to you.
In the Word it says, you know, that to love one another just as Christ has loved you. And for a lot of us, in a lot of churches, those are just words on a page. But for Norwegians, it's more than that. Love one another is an action, is action for you. Love one another is the care center. Love one another is Murchison Community Center. Love one another is Kula. Love one another is the gym. Love one another are all the youth work. I do believe that God has knitted a church in the middle of America in St. Louis, Missouri, which is next to a quarry and has a visionary pastor, to a church in South Africa that is next to a quarry and has a visionary pastor.
And so I would ask you today, have you asked the Lord what He desires for you? There's opportunities where I come from, and there's opportunities here. And I've learned over the past years that it's really just about saying yes. So I want to leave you with the words of Jesus. Do you love me? Do you feed my sheep?
And so as we have seen, this amazing team traveled many miles, and they've demonstrated an act of sacrificial faith on our behalf, and God now has the wherewithal to act supernaturally because somebody's demonstrated some faith. Somebody's done an act of faith, somebody's given something sacrificially, and now God has said, somebody has done something, now I can do something. And so we know, team, that as you go back, you've done some amazing stuff, you've shown a wonderful act of faith, you've given sacrificially into the extension of the work here. That's the tool that God needs to act supernaturally. This is not a thing of man, do not be fooled. This is a thing that God does. And so we thank you for coming and sowing a seed of faith that God now can use in a supernatural way to achieve the purpose of His kingdom and the purpose for which we have as a church been called. So again, we just say thank you. Please give our regards back to the church. We love you guys and appreciate you a lot.
With our hearts in our hands, we're fulfilling the plan to bring glory to our God and salvation to man, holding nothing back. We live with all we have, our truth unshakable. We stand with our hearts in our hands.